CRN TV is connecting you with the industry leaders who are protecting us from the latest security threats. Join me, Cass Cooper, as we highlight the expertise of women who are driving innovation and solving today's toughest cyber challenges. Welcome to Channel Women in Security. In a security landscape where developer speed collides with enterprise risk, few marketing leaders understand that tension as fluently as Carol Winqwist. As Chief Marketing Officer at GitGuardian, she has spent the last several years shaping how organizations think about secret sprawl, developer trust, and the future of DevSecOps. Her 2 decades in global marketing, from building shared service centers across EMEA to architecting ABM and influence-driven strategies, have positioned her as one of the most strategic voices guiding how security innovation reaches the channel. Today, we're digging into leadership lessons, go-to-market insights, and partner-first thinking behind her work. Welcome, Carol. So glad to see you.
Thank you, Cass, for having me.
I'm so glad you're here. Well, I have a few questions for you, and then we'll just kind of talk a little bit and go from there. Sound good?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So GitGuardian supports both developer communities and enterprise security teams. But tell me how you partner with the channel to really help organizations translate developer-centric risks, like secret sprawl, like we talked about, into actionable security outcomes. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So first, you have to know that GitGuardian is the number one app on the GitHub marketplace. We have more than 500 developers using the platform, which makes us, a trusted solutions. And when we came to channel a couple of years ago, we started building our channel operations because we are a French company. We do a lot of our revenue, the majority of it in the US, but we needed to build channel. We came up with this, trust of the developer community and of the security teams of large organization, because for the developers, it's free for individual developers. But then our customers are large organization, enterprise within, Europe and in the US. And they're looking for solutions that are enterprise grade, but also that their developer would accept to use, because for secrets, as you know, or maybe not because it's a bit technical, but you have to involve developer into the remediation path. So you can't just deal with the AppSec teams. You have also to convince the developer to collaborate and to basically do part of the work. So that's why it's really important for us to have that community of users and developers trusting our solution, so that really when they need to use it, they're in a good position.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about you. So you've led marketing organizations across Europe and the US for almost 2 decades.
You can add 1 decade.
Sounds good. What shifts are you seeing in the way the channel partners evaluate vendors?
I think what's important is really that the channel and the vendor see additional added value together, right? Like a better together offering, a better together story that can be pushed towards the enterprise that is going to buy. Because if there is nothing that's to the table, why would we need, or why would the customer need to put a third party? So we strongly believe that our partners, our channel in both regions, bring added value. It could be their expertise, it could be their contract patterns with the account because they have, vehicles in place. It could be their knowledge of the account because they already have other services in the account. It's many different things, but it's the added value of the two partners that is really critical.
Yeah, and have you seen that change over time, or is that something that's
I don't think it changed. It has always been the case, but I think with cybersecurity, it becomes even more important because we are dealing with very technical elements, and often company need also the help of external experts to bring another layer of knowledge into their organization? That's where some of the partners are bringing additional elements.
how are you balancing being a product-led growth with enterprise selling?
I see it as a foundation. Our I would say the developer, and what the program we call the Good Samaritan, which basically warns developers for free of we found your secrets in the public space. It's our DNA and it's our base. It's also a way for us to have access to users, to the way they code, the way they protect themselves. and it's founding our solution in a way. And then we can build on this to build the enterprise grade. So our solution is really enterprise grade in terms of being able to be either on SaaS or on premise, able to scale for very large organization with tons of data, tons of repository, tons of developers. Our biggest, I think, install has more than 20K developers. So these are large organization, right? But if you're not grounded into the reality of the developers and the actual people who generate the code and who actually manipulate all these secrets, we think that you're not we wouldn't have all the knowledge and the capacity to develop for the large enterprise if we didn't have these important roots into the developer community. So that's why we have this I would say a model. Actually, there is no tension between the two, because part of the fact that we give the solution for free to small teams or individual developers also builds virality, build trust, as I said. But also a lot of time, as you know, you may have heard that tons of time, we always say that in marketing, 70% of the buying cycle happens before they contact you, right? This is something you hear often.
Yeah.
Well, with our product being available for free usage, we have a lot of proof of concept that happen even before people contact us. And they are able to do so because another type of element of our DNA is the transparency. So
Mm,
not only will we be rooted in the developer, but also we give access to the product. If you want to test it tomorrow, you can do it on your own. You don't have to ask for permission or NDA or anything. You can test the product. And the large enterprise, they value that because they recognize that they can run POCs as they wish. They can also the product on their own if they want, or they can ask us, and they feel like, we give them access to the software. So
yeah.
that's
It's a lot of knowledge sharing and community alignment between like being a true partner, which is what the channel is known for. Absolutely.
yeah.
So tell me, let's shift a little bit about like women in the channel who are often championing community and that same type of knowledge sharing. So, I'm really interested in like the social selling and the influencer strategy part of marketing and business. So, how can channel partners leverage influence based tactics to be more effective within cybersecurity?
So I think the way I see things happening now is that people to people relationship are becoming even more important because everything is so digitalized, or even now automated, or I would say AIized. It's people need to reconnect. And for me, the channel and the people working in the channel organization, they are this connective tissue between the vendors and the practitioners and the CISOs that we sell to, right? Because they have closer relationship and they are the one doing this influence. They are the one influencing, depending on the vendors they have relationship with. They are part of the influence within the ecosystem between the buyers and the vendors. And they're really critical for this. But also what we do is we also work with influencers that are more, I would say, advisories, or, former practitioner, or even we partner with some of the industry association. For example, the ISAC. You have an ISAC for oil and gas, an ISAC for finance, or different type of industries or healthcare. And we partner with them, bringing them content that is relevant to their industry and using their influence in the market to advertise our offer, or our co-offer with the partners, depending if the partner brings a co-offer. For example, for some trade show, we will organize the trade show. Like we did a big trade show in Germany with a big partner, and we were hosted on their booth and demonstrate the value together, so that we can really influence on the market with our, I would say, co-message.
Beautiful. So, speaking of that alignment between marketing, product, sales globally, is there any advice that you would give other women who are in security trying to build across those cross functional spaces? What advice would you offer us?
Yeah, as I said, we are a French based company for the majority of us. So I'm based in Paris now, and part of my team and part of the sales team is in the US. And then having a global organization like this is always a challenge, right? You have the time difference, but also the cultural difference. We were discussing with our sales enablement person earlier. We have a very different way of learning, for example, in those regions. And so for us, even pitching or deck presentation is very different in the two region, and we have to take that into account because this is better if we talk the right language. Like pitching in the US is probably more concise than it's here in France, where we are a country of engineers, so we go very quickly deeply into technical facts and stuff. So we have to adapt to each country, and you have to be ready to need to adapt. It's not just a language thing. For example, we don't produce in any language else than English, but still you have to adapt.
Yeah,
It's not just yeah, culture is really different, and also dealing with team members across the world is a challenge that I think is both a positive challenge because it brings so much diversity to the problems that we have to solve, that we find that everybody brings something different. But also it's a challenge in terms of organization, but nothing that is not manageable. I've worked my entire career in global organization. At some point I even had a global role, and being in Europe was great because I could wake up early for Asia and then go late for the US. So being in the middle was kind of the cool place to be.
yeah.
But it's challenging in terms of rhythm for sure, but it has so much value into, everything. Learning from all these countries and working with all these different people is great.
I love it. Well, is there anything that we left out that you wanted to mention today?
Yeah, that women should join cybersecurity. And I want just to highlight that our head of channels globally is a woman, Lynn. She's based in Florida, and we really want more women to join us. I think a lot of time women have kind of a imposter syndrome on our technological product. They think, oh, it's not for me or whatever, and it's not true. We should always try to learn more technical products. I think we are able as women to go as deep. We have great engineers that are women. We have great developers that are women. So why not, channel people, marketing people, sales people coming into our environment? Cybersecurity is, I would say, I'm passionate about it. It's so much, it's moving all the time. It's crazy fast, and it's solving real problems
Yeah,
against bad people. So, it has some meaning, right? So
yeah.
come and join us.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Carol, for your time. I'm so excited to know you. And maybe one day soon I'll see you in person. Maybe an invitation to Paris. Who knows?
Yes, you should. And we have a beautiful terrace. You can see the whole Paris from the office. You're
Sounds
welcome.
lovely. All right. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.